Hello, my name is Mike Estella. I'm an application engineer with Photron, and today I'm going to talk about utilizing 10 gigabit Ethernet for faster offload speeds. First, let's look at some of the requirements for using 10 gigabit Ethernet on Photron cameras. You'll need the PAV4 software. You'll need a 10 gigabit Ethernet compatible network adapter. This is usually a PCIe card on a desktop or a Thunderbolt network adapter on a laptop. You'll need a minimum of Category 6 Ethernet cabling. You'll need a solid-state drive, and you'll need a camera with 10 gigabit Ethernet capabilities. Currently, 10 gigabit Ethernet is available on the Nova S and R series cameras. Next, let's look at a few recommendations for optimal performance. You'll want the latest version of PAV4, which can always be downloaded on our website, www.photron.com. There is no activation or licensing required. You want the latest driver installed for your network adapter. It's always best to look on the manufacturer's website and not rely on Windows automatic search, which will not always result in the latest and greatest driver installation. And you'll want an M.2 solid-state drive for fastest offload times. Now, let's adjust some of the settings to optimize 10 gigabit Ethernet. First, we'll start with our network adapter. On this particular computer, I have a 10 gig PCIe card. I'll navigate to that, right-click, and go to Properties. And then I'll click on the Configure button. And we'll go to the Advanced tab. There's a list of properties here that we want to look out for. Not all network adapters will have every single one of these properties, but you should have most of them, so just double-check and adjust accordingly. All right, so first property is energy-efficient Ethernet. We want to set this to disabled. Next is flow control. We want to make sure this is set to RX and TX enabled. Then we have jumbo packets. We want this set to 9014 or 9KB MTU. It might be a little bit different on different network adapters. And then link speed, we want to set this to auto negotiation. And receive buffers, we want to set to 4096. After you've checked all these settings, hit OK. And then we'll go into the PAV4 software. Now, inside of the software, we want to go into the top left menu and then configuration and on the connection tab. And we'll click on Ethernet settings. And the setting that we're most concerned with for 10 gigabit Ethernet is this 10 GbE packet interval mode. We want to set this to the fastest value and generally leave it here and see how it performs. This will give the fastest offload times. If you're noticing some tearing or drops in performance, you can adjust this setting down to whatever works best for your system. And then we'll go ahead and hit OK out of all this, and we're ready to take a test download. All right, let's do a test download. I have a Nova S16 64GB model here with the full buffer, and I'll go ahead and click on Save. And over here you can see we have our file sizes of right around 64GB. We can change our path and our file name if we wish, and our file format as well. We always recommend offloading with the GRAW format when available. The GRAW will result in the fastest offload times, and you can think of it like a digital film negative. You'll have all of your raw, uncompressed image data. So let's go ahead and start the save. So you'll see here it's offloading pretty quickly for 64 gigabytes of data. Now, the big factors that will affect this are your solid-state drive and your 10 gigabit adapter. If you try offloading to an old spinning hard drive, you'll notice your speeds will be much slower and you'll be bottlenecked by that write speed. So we recommend a quality, M.2 SSD or better. And as far as the 10 gig adapters go, the PCIe cards will generally perform better inside of a desktop, but the 10 gigabit Thunderbolt adapters on laptops also do very well. So again, depending on your hardware, your PC, and things like that, your results will vary. Let's go ahead and let this download finish. All right, it's looking like the download is coming to completion here, and we've downloaded 64 gigabytes of data in 2 minutes and 26 seconds. So that's over 25 gigs a minute. As you can see, 10 gig results in much, much faster offload times, and that'll definitely increase your workflow when using these cameras. Thank you for watching this tech tip. I hope you found it helpful, and have a great day.